You took my car.
Yeah, I had to go to St David's and see the inspector.
Well, it would have been nice if you'd asked first.
Oh, you weren't here.
I just went out to buy a paper.
I couldn't wait.
We've been through this before, haven't we? The CO car's for my business, okay? You just can't take it.
Well, sometimes I don't have a choice.
Yeah, you got a choice. You don't take my car, not unless you got my permission.
Excuse me, but right now you're using my people and my cars to follow up your work. What am I supposed to do?
What's going on here?
Nothing.
If you two need to argue, couldn't you please close the door?
Yeah, we weren't arguing. We're just having a difference.
Well,
of
sort it
opinion.
out. You've been niggling at each other all week.
Okay, the alarm's gone off at the community bank again.
Well, go and check it out, both of you. I could use the peace.
PJ,
I'm sorry.
do you want to drive?
You were last in. Anyway, I'd have to adjust the mirrors and the seat.
Seems pretty quiet.
Well, it'll be a false alarm.
Can't say that for sure.
It's happened a couple of times before. The teller's knocked the button.
I think this one's for real. Now, Thomas 258 to VKC, code 5 at the last. Appears to be a confirmed hold-up. Entering the premises now.
It's the police. Stay down. Stay down. Is the offender still in the building?
No. Is anybody else hurt? I don't know. Maybe the tellers.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Hey?
So it was one man and he had a gun?
Yeah, he just ran out the front.
That's when he knocked that woman over.
How long ago was this?
Not long, maybe 5 minutes.
No, it felt longer than that.
Right, it's all clear up there.
What does Blake look like?
I don't know.
His face was covered, but he had a dark jacket on.
I'll check outside.
Where's the manager?
Oh, Mr. Sutton's at the hospital. Judy, that's his wife. She went into labour last night.
When they called this morning, he had a boy.
Ah, excellent.
The door and sweat out a sign.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Letty.
This bloke, did he have access to safe?
No, just the drawers.
And who triggered the alarm?
I did.
At what point?
I'm not quite sure. He just came in, and then he took the money from my drawer.
Wait, he came in from the back?
Yeah. That's right, isn't it, Enzo?
We've done a quick scout around. No one's seen a guy in a black jacket or heard a car screech off. Nothing. It's like he's Mr. Invisible. Yeah.
Offenders are going to love that.
What's the problem here?
Well, according to the tellers, the offender came through the back door.
Is there any sign of forced entry?
Oh, not unless you can see something on a car.
Maybe they got in another way, I don't know. Fiddle with the alarm system,
We'll
stop
leave
it from
that to
going
crime
off.
scene, eh? Meantime, we need to contact Kevin Sutton. And after that, get on to the security company. Jack, open up and get a copy of the security video.
And to print out the data logger. And I also want you to do a thorough door knock of the area. Have you got that? Yep. Sorry, I thought you'd finished.
Hey, I've separated them. Brooke's
Great.
out the back and Enzo's upstairs.
Great.
Right, so it's
Great.
time to talk turkey then.
Look, I was just wondering if I could get Letty down to the hospital. She's got a pretty bad...
I'll call her an
sure,
ambulance.
that's
Well, she can't afford an ambulance, but I could give her a lift.
Yeah,
All right, we'll speak with her later. Let's chat to the others, see if we can get something concrete on Mr. Invisible.
It's just a bump on the head, Jack. I'll be wasting the doctor's time.
Maybe, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Hey, look, we wouldn't want Mum getting sick, would we? Hey, who'd take care of you then? Hey? Oi.
He really likes you, Jack.
Well, of course he does. We've got heaps in common.
Like?
Like eating, sleeping, dribbling.
Yeah.
Oh, here, let me. I'll do that. Look, seriously, I want someone to take a look at you, Melbourne, before they start asking the serious questions.
Okay.
I'll drive.
Hey. Rook, we've got a couple of questions for you. Bit of a shake-up, eh?
Yep. He stuck the gun like right in my ribs. I can still feel it. It's horrible.
Why don't you take a seat, eh? Hey, I know this is really difficult, but we really need to know what he looked like.
I couldn't see his face.
You must remember something.
He was standing next to me. He was up close, like it was this close. And, he smelled kind of oily.
Oily?
Yeah.
How tall do you think he was?
I wouldn't have a clue.
Well, compare him to you. Was he taller or smaller, about the same size?
Taller, definitely taller. Probably about this much.
So what, about 180 centimetres?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What about his build?
Just normal. Fairly muscly, sort of like you, I suppose.
Right.
And, he was wearing a black parka thingy.
No, it was more like a wind cheater sort of thing. The hood.
Can you tell us what colour it was?
Dark blue. And just normal jeans and black runners.
How tall do you think he was?
Oh, well, he wasn't that big. Smaller than me. About 165 centimetres. And he seemed pretty skinny. I couldn't get a look at his face, but he had a balaclava and goggles on.
What, just like glasses, or...?
No, like full-on ski goggles.
I think he was wearing sunglasses and a black leather jacket. And he had those big boots on like bikers wear.
How tall would you say?
Taller than me. 190 centimetres, maybe more. But he's a big bloke, really solid. I should know. Knocked me right to the ground.
Letty, is there anything else you remember in particular, like the tone of his voice?
No, he was just aggro, on edge. Just glad Maddie wasn't hurt, eh?
As long as you're okay.
Yeah, I'll be right. Wish I could go home, though.
You heard what the doctor said. You can't take any risks with a bump on your head like that.
Yeah, you're going to have to rest up. The armed offender detective's going to have to ask you lots of questions.
Oh, no, I really want to go home.
Come on, Lawson. We've got work today.
Take care. Look, if I get a minute later, I'll drop by and see how you're getting on.
Yeah, that'd be good.
See you later, Jack.
See you, Maddie.
See you later, Jack.
What have you got so far? Total confusion?
We're trying to get a decent picture of the offender, but each of the witnesses just gives us a completely different description.
The security video should settle that. I'm more interested how this bloke got into the joint. Now, anything from crime scene?
They called not long ago. No sign of forced entry and no sign that the alarms had been tampered with.
You know what? I'm starting to think this bloke had a helping hand.
I'm afraid you might be right. I mean, to get through that door, he would have needed it.
Easy enough if someone gives you a key or opens the door.
Well, at least that's one theory we can offer armed offenders.
I'm afraid not. Apparently they're tied up on a big case in Melbourne. They can't get here till tomorrow.
Fat lot of good that is.
They've asked you to kick off the investigation.
Well, I might be able to save him a trip, eh? Lock up a crook by the end of the day?
I don't have the manpower to spare on this.
Look, don't think I didn't argue about this, Gallagher, but that's the situation. We have to deal with it. So it means all hands on deck, I'm afraid, OK?
Fine by me, boss. Kevin Sutton's here to see you. Just the man I want to see. Yeah, come on through, Mr. Sutton.
Thank you.
Kevin, I believe congratulations are in order.
Congratulations. Our bank's just been robbed.
No, I'm referring to the new arrival.
Oh, sorry, Tom. Look, I've been up all night. I haven't had much sleep. It's fantastic, isn't
That's
it?
great. How's Judy coping?
She's fine. She's resting, but I haven't told her anything about this.
Well, I can understand that.
Look, I am a bit worried, Tom. When things like this happen, people lose confidence in the bank and they're likely to take their money elsewhere.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, at least you're positive. Have you informed the other board members?
No, not yet, but I will.
We'll talk in here.
Yes, I've got quite a few questions I'd like to ask about this.
Well, I've got a few questions for you, too.
Kevin, how do you and your staff gain access to the bank?
Through the back door.
Right, what are the security arrangements?
Well, you can't get in or out without a PIN number.
And every staff member has a different PIN.
Well, yeah, that's how we keep a track of everyone who comes in and out of the building. It's all recorded in the data logger.
We're waiting on a copy of that.
And the PIN numbers are altered every time there's a staff change?
Absolutely. That's strict procedure. Now, look, I'm happy to answer all your questions, PJ, but you haven't told me how much was stolen.
We believe the offender took $9 grand. That's the sum total of the money from both drawers.
$9 grand.
That's according to your tellers. 2,000 from Book Tompkin and 7,000 from Enzo Matera.
Nah, that can't be right.
Why is that?
Well, Brooks' drawer, that adds up, but not Enzo's. What time did you say this happened?
10:45 a.m.
That's way out. It's too much for that time of day.
Kevin, how long has Mr. Matera been working for you?
Enzo, we understand that you knew the town.
Yeah, I moved here when I got the job.
And where were you before that?
Morty Alec. I worked in the bank there.
Right, and why did you move?
Guess I wanted to change. I always liked the country.
All right, let's talk about today, eh? Now, we know the robbery was at 10:45. What time did you get to work?
Well, I usually start about 9:15. Maybe a bit earlier. Mr. Sutton's big on punctuality.
Then what?
I went straight to the counter. Brooke was already there setting up for the day. There's always a bit of paperwork first thing. And we open at 9. Gets pretty busy, but by 10:30 things usually die down a bit. And we can relax a little. You want a coffee?
Yeah, I'd kill for one, but no sugar, just...
That's the sweetener, I know. You tell me every day. Then I ducked out to get the coffees.
You ducked out? Meaning outside through the back door?
Yeah.
But don't you have a tea room at your work?
Sometimes it's nicer to go out.
Enzo, did you close the door behind you?
It shuts automatically.
And where did you go?
I was going to go to the Brown Owl.
Did you go?
I almost got there, but then I realised I'd forgotten my wallets, so I had to go back.
Right, and you came through the back door, did you?
That's when I heard all the yelling from the front, and when I went to see what was happening, that guy was there pointing his pistol at Brooke.
Sorry, still a bit edgy. It's every day someone points a gun at you.
I understand.
Hey, you just take your time and just tell us what happened.
Is it okay if I have a cigarette?
No, sorry. We're strictly a smoke-free zone.
Just like at work. I have to go out the back if I want to have one. That's where I was just before the robber came in.
Brooke, what time was that?
About 10:30. I usually go out and have a ciggy break about then. Mr. Sutton's always saying I should give up, but I'd probably be the size of a house if I stopped.
What happened then?
Went back to the counter.
Where was Enzo?
Oh, he was still there. He was doing paperwork or something. And then Letty Waldron walked in. I know her from around, like her husband dying and everything. She had a baby with her.
Who's a grumpy baby this morning?
Yeah, that's because he was awake all night.
No good, is it?
No, tell me about it. Listen, I just hope to sort these out, please.
Yeah, sure, shouldn't be a problem.
This one was in my husband's account. This was our joint account. And look, I just want to put everything together. Okay.
All I need is... And then he just started waving his pistol around and told me to open the drawer and get the money out.
And Enzo was right beside you?
Yeah. Just like I said before.
Enzo says he's getting coffee. Brooke says she's having a ciggy. Somebody is lying.
And whoever went out the back could have let the offender in.
My money is on Brooke. She seemed very nervous.
And so did Enzo. And he's not a local like Brooke is. I'm going to get Ben to check out his past a bit.
Yeah, well, don't jump the gun. We've still got to have a proper chat to Letty.
Yeah, hopefully she can settle matters.
No, Enzo wasn't at the counter. Not when I came in. Brooke was the one who served me. I was looking down at Maddie and Brooke was burbling away. And next thing I know, this guy comes out, sticks a gun in Brooke's head and tells her to open a drawer. I just froze on the spot.
Okay, fill it up. Come on. Come on, hurry up, fill it up. That's it, nice and easy, honey. That's it, that's the way, darling, nice and easy. Okay, don't try to money. Just open your drawer. Come on, open it up. Quick, get the money in there now.
And then when he had all the money, he jumped over the counter and knocked us over. Maddie started screaming, so I didn't see them leave. But I heard him yelling to get down and not get up to the tellers. And then you two were coming through the door.
You want to go down to the hospital?
It won't be for long. I told Letty I'd go and visit her, that's all.
That's very kind of you.
Well, she hasn't got many friends.
Well, we'll need to clear it with Sergeant Gallagher, but leave that with me.
Thanks, boss. What?
Nothing.
Must have been something.
I just think it's kind of cute, that's all.
What is?
You all worried about Letty?
Come on, PJ, don't you think it's a bit strange?
Well, a lot of things are strange, Tess, but I don't get uptight about it.
I'm not getting uptight about it.
Where's Parrish?
She's out on the door knock.
Look, I don't want to start an argument, okay?
There's no argument. Enzo Matera was not at the counter when the offender appeared.
Well, why would Brooke say the opposite? Hey, it doesn't make sense.
She was confused. She'd just been through an armed robbery.
No, she's lying. And I want to know why.
One thing at a time, eh? Let's just focus on Enzo.
Fine. Whatever you want.
Didn't mean to barge in. There's a copy of this morning's takings. Kevin Sutton just faxed it through.
It's all right, mate.
What's the problem?
Well, this says Enzo only had $3 grand in his drawer.
So?
Well, when he made his statement earlier, he said he had 7. It's a pretty big discrepancy.
You think he might have loaded up his drawer with some extra cash?
I'll be getting a kickback later on.
That implies that he knows the offender, mate.
Exactly.
In which case, you asked me to do some digging into Enzo's background. It could be unrelated, but the last bank that he worked at, Morty Alec, was robbed 6 months ago, and Enzo was working behind the counter when it happened.
Enzo, you've been the victim of an armed hold-up before, haven't you, in Morty Alec?
Yes.
Well, why didn't you say anything before?
I've been trying to forget about it. When I moved here, I wanted to start again, so I've never told anyone.
Not even to your boss, Kevin Sutton.
Why should I? It's got nothing to do with the work I do.
Well, it's a second hold-up. It's pretty unlucky.
Yeah, well, it's just me, I guess. I'm always in the wrong place at the wrong time.
When you were interviewed this morning, you said that you had $7,000 in your drawer.
Close to it, yeah.
Right, and you said that the offender took everything.
That's right.
Well, Mr. Sutton has done a reconciliation of the morning's transactions, and he said that you couldn't have that much money in your drawer. Why did you lie to us, Enzo?
I didn't.
Come on, we're talking about $4,000 here.
Didn't
the difference.
lie.
So why did... How do you explain it?
I had a problem balancing my figures last night, so I left today's takings in the drawer. I was going to get Brooke to help me sort it out this morning, but we didn't get...
Brooke knew about this.
She always helps me if I've got any discrepancies.
Why didn't you tell Mr. Sutton about this?
And he went home early because of Judy and the baby. Anyway, I've had problems balancing before. He gets a bit annoyed about it.
Well, it's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it, Enzo? I mean, the one time you've got an extra $4,000 in your drawer, your bank gets robbed.
Look, I know what you're thinking, but it's not like that.
So, is he a prime suspect or isn't he?
His explanation sounded reasonable to me.
We still need to check him out. Now, I've got Ben chasing up details of that armed rob in Morty Alley. I need you to go to the bank, have a word to Kevin Sutton, find out how much money should have been reconciled last
And what
night.
are you doing?
I'm going to the toilet, then I'm going to have another word with Lady Waldron. I'll tell Lawson that he can go with PJ, will you? He's been asking for permission to see her.
Wouldn't he be more useful here?
I'm sure he would be, but it's not going to take long then, mate. Just let him go.
Well, the doctor wants to take another look at me. I reckon I might go home.
Lady, this is not going to take long. I just need to clarify something with you, OK? Now, you said that when the offender first appeared, Enzo was away from the counter, right?
Yes.
When the robbery was in progress, he reappeared from the bank.
Yeah, that's right.
OK, how did Enzo look?
What do you mean?
Well, did he look surprised, shocked, what?
Well, I don't know.
Letty, this is important, please.
Well, I'm not sure.
You were the only one facing the counter at the time, so you must have made eye contact with him.
Well, I did. I remember that.
So how did his face look?
Well, I don't know. He looked shocked, worried.
He looked genuinely shocked?
Yeah, he wasn't expecting that guy to be there.
Bloody witnesses, who knows what they saw?
Look, Lady wouldn't lie to
No,
us.
I'm not saying that she lied, but she's had a traumatic experience and that can colour her view of things, like a description of the offender, right? Now, she said he was big, everybody else said he was small.
That's understandable. I mean, yeah, you've got a baby, this guy jumps up on the counter with a gun, knocks her down. Of course she's going to think he was bigger than he was.
Exactly. Look, when she said Enzo was scared and worried, maybe she was just projecting her own feelings onto him.
Come on, she saw what she saw.
You're rather defensive about it, Jacko.
Yeah, she's a mate.
And a pretty one at that.
Joe's back from the door knock.
Any joy?
No, I'm afraid not, but she's got the video from the security guys. She's setting it up in your office.
Excellent. And what about the data logger?
I don't know what the hold-up is. We're not getting that until this afternoon.
Please, they take their time. I mean, you think there was no money stolen?
I suppose $9,000 isn't all that much, not in the scheme of things.
It's enough, especially if the insurance doesn't cover the loss. Anyway, we'll deal with that when we come to it.
Well, look, I'll update all the other board members if you like.
May as well, but knowing the old grapevine, they probably know already.
True.
What else have you got?
Well, I got them to the D's who did the investigation at Morty Alley. They reckon Enzo was in the clear, and so did the bank manager from the time.
Tape's ready, guys.
Oh, thanks, Joe. Boss, do you want to sit in on this?
Aren't we going to wait for Gallagher?
She stole the bank. We should get into it.
If I knew that young boy was having problems with his work, I would have talked to him about it.
But as far as you're concerned, it all checks out, yeah? The extra money in Enzo's drawer just should have reconciled last night.
Oh, yeah, all the figures, they add up. And still, the money should have been in the safe. And how do I explain that to the insurance company? Oh, got a couple of idiots on the staff.
Hey, careful, you'll burn that milk.
Yeah, one thing I'll say, that young Enzo could make a damn fine cup of coffee. He brought this in from home. He refused point blank to drink instant, and now he's got me addicted as well.
All right, I'd better get back. But thanks for your help, Mr. Sutton. I know you've had a pretty tiring day.
Yes, well, interesting to say the least. But seriously, I would like to know what happened this morning as much as you do.
We'll keep you informed.
Well, there's our first fact sorted. Brooke was definitely alone at the counter. Description's accurate, 180 centimetres, average build. They were all right about the gun. It's definitely a pistol. There's Enzo. Oh, I wish I could see his face get a reaction. There we go. Smack into Letty. At the door. All right, read him back to me. Those times from the time Brooke went out for a smoke.
Okay, Brooke left the counter at 10:32. She came back at 10:38.
6 minutes. Now, that's plenty of time to go out for a smoke.
2 minutes later at 10:40, Enzo left the counter. Letty Waldron entered the bank at 10:42. The offender appeared at 10:44, and Enzo reappeared only moments after that.
So all up, Enzo was away from the counter for less than 5 minutes.
That's not enough time to go anywhere.
Oh, what's going on here?
The security video arrived. How'd you go to the bank?
It all pans out, but I don't think Enzo left the bank to buy coffee.
Oh?
Because Kevin Sutton told me that Enzo is a coffee connoisseur. He even brought his own espresso machine into work. So if he's that keen on coffee, why would he go and buy that terrible stuff they serve down at the Brown Owl?
Their coffee's not that bad.
No, the point is, Enzo has lied to us.
Yeah, well, Brooke was lying too. She said that Enzo was at the counter. From the video, he was out the back.
Maybe she was trying to cover for it.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they're both involved. Boss, we're going to need a 465 warrant to check their bank accounts. Won't get a motive.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, Joe, you rewind the video for the sergeant. Fill her in. I'm going to have a word to Enzo.
Won't be a tick.
Can you please explain to me what's going on here?
I'm rewinding the video.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm talking about watching the video without me in the first place. I mean, it's not as though I was a million miles away. Someone could have just called me up.
PJ didn't want to wait. Said it wasn't his fault if you're at the bank.
Right.
Thanks very much.
PJ, can I have a word, please?
Now, you should be watching the video.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to talk to
Sorry,
you about.
Tess is going to have to wait.
No, it can't wait.
Listen, Enzo Matera is going to be here in 5 minutes. Now, if you want to sit in on the interview with me, watch the video.
I don't get it. What's my espresso machine got to do with this?
Well, it's just a bit strange, Enzo. I mean, you said that you make the best coffee in the world, so why on earth would you go to the Brown Owl to buy some?
Well, I wasn't buying it for me. I was buying it for Brooke.
Well, why didn't you just make her one?
Because I wanted to get something to eat. I didn't have time to go to the shop and make coffee as well.
Right, well, according to the time code on the security video, you're only gone 5 minutes.
Well, that must be right then.
Well, 5 minutes isn't much time to go anywhere.
I didn't get far.
Well, you must have bumped into the offender because he came through the back door.
No, I didn't. I didn't see him. He might have been there already. You could have got in the night before.
How?
I don't know, through the front. He could have been hiding somewhere, or maybe through the ceiling somewhere.
So why didn't he rob the place first thing before the customers arrived?
I don't know.
I think you're lying, Enzo. I think you saw him, and I think you let him in.
No, I didn't. Look, and that's the truth.
He's lying. He has to be. I just hope I can squeeze the truth out of Brooke. Tess, you do me a favour and see if she's here yet?
No, I won't. I've
Sorry?
had just about enough of you. I never even wanted to work this case in the first place. I'm completely tied down with my own workload. But you know, you don't seem to appreciate that. You treat me like I'm some idiot girl on work experience.
That is rubbish.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't share information with me. You dismiss all my ideas, or else you take my ideas and you use them without a word of thanks.
Sorry, Tess, I didn't realise you were in the job for praise.
I've never needed anyone's praise. I just like a bit of respect.
Brooke Tompkins here. She's in the interview room. Thought you might like to know.
Thanks, Jack. You know, I really think you're blowing this whole thing out of proportion. But if you want to run the interview, be my guest.
You said in your statement earlier that Enzo was at the counter the whole time. But we've been looking at the video evidence, Brooke, and that's not the truth.
I must have been mixed up.
You must have been mixed up. Right, so now you're saying Enzo did leave the counter.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
He went to the Brown Owl to get me a coffee and he wanted something to
it's
eat.
very different from what you told us this morning.
I must have still
Yeah,
been
and to be
shaken
perfectly
up.
blunt, Changing a statement like this seems to imply that you're an accessory to the robbery.
No, I wouldn't do anything like that. I can't afford to lose my job.
You made her cry. That was good.
It is obvious she's been swapping notes with Enzo. Suddenly the stories are identical.
Tom's pushed through those 465s you wanted.
Oh, these are bank statements?
Yeah, there's nothing out of the ordinary on Enzo's account.
Good on you, Benny.
But Brooke's been spending up big on her credit card.
Right.
What's that?
Anyway, every month for the last year, she's just made the minimum payment on her fees, except for today.
A big, fat payment of $1,500. Where would she see money like that?
I haven't been anywhere near St David's Bank. I mean, how could I? I've been talking to you guys for most of the day.
Then how do you explain the money being paid off your credit card?
I told you I've got no idea.
Don't you think it's a bit odd, Brooke? The bank's robbed and less than 3 hours later, $1,500 is paid off your credit card.
Sure, but it wasn't me. Look, I've got the statement and everything. Payment's not due until next week.
No, that doesn't actually prove anything.
I never pay it early. You can check with the banks. I always pay it on the due date exactly, see?
OK. If you didn't pay it, who did?
I don't know.
Well, have a think, Brooke. It must be someone you know, someone who knows your bank details.
Could have been my dad. I mean, he's always threatening to cut at my cards. He thinks I'm terrible with money.
I spoke to the parents. Neither of them made the payment on her behalf.
No, she's clutching at straws on that one.
What was the reaction when you first told her?
She did seem genuinely surprised.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, she's not the brightest crayon on the box, but you'd be pretty silly to make a credit card payment the minute you've got some stolen cash.
I've seen dumber things.
So what now?
Well, we're waiting for Ben to get back from St David's, but with a bit of luck, the teller who received the payment will give us a decent description of the person who paid it.
That'd be nice.
Finally let you out.
Yeah, well, it took ages. We were just about going crazy. Hey, listen, have you had any lunch?
Oh, not yet, no.
No? Well, do you want to go bite to eat?
No.
No, we don't really get a lunch break here.
Oh, it's all right. I was just going to grab a pie anyway.
You should be at home resting after the knock on the head you've had.
Oh, come on, Jack, you're not tougher than that.
Well, why don't I drop by later on, see how you're doing?
Yeah, OK. You're too good to me. See you later. Nice work, Sir Galahad.
What'd you call me?
Looking after the ladies. Nice work.
Oh, come on, Letty's a friend. I'd do exactly the same for you if you're in trouble.
Sure, but I can look after myself, can't I?
Yeah, so can Letty.
Yeah, but she's pretty vulnerable right now, what with the kid and everything. Pretty easy for her to get dependent.
She's a friend. She should be able to depend on me.
Are you sure she doesn't think it's more than that?
Letty has never been interested in me, not in that kind of way.
You know, sometimes you've really got no idea.
Now, the teller in St David's had no trouble remembering who made that payment on Brooke's account.
Oh, what description she give?
It's a bloke in his mid-20s, about 180 centimetres, dark hair, blue eyes.
Sounds like Enzo.
She said that this bloke knew her credit card number, the account name, the expiry date, everything.
Definitely sounds like
Yeah,
Enzo.
but why would Enzo pay a whole heap of money off Brooke Tompkins' credit card?
Let's pay the house visit.
Somebody's home.
Well, maybe you left the radio on for security, eh?
Mr. Matera, you there?
Sorry, I was just about to hop in the shower.
Could we come in, have a chat?
Shouldn't I come down to the station?
Won't take long.
Okay.
You left the shower on?
No, my girlfriend must be in there. You want a seat?
No, actually, I'll ask you about Brooke Tompkins' credit card debt. You see, a substantial amount of it was paid off today.
What's that got to do with me?
Well, the young man who did it matches your description.
You think I did it?
Where were you at 2 o'clock this afternoon? Well, we know you went with us, so...
I was here.
Can anyone verify that?
Hey, Enzo. Oh.
Oh, no, she's just...
Put your dates
I never paid anything off Brooke's credit card, I swear.
The circumstances don't look good,
And
Enzo.
using Brooke as an alibi is hardly substantial, considering your relationship.
Well, it's not like that. The thing with Brooke, it only happened today. We're really only friends.
Obviously good friends.
This is crazy.
Just tell us the truth.
All right. All right, you want to know the truth? I lied, didn't I?
About?
The time I was away from the counter, when the robber came in, I didn't go anywhere, not even near the back door.
All right, where were you then?
Making coffee in the tea room. When I was in there, I heard the back door open. I didn't think much of it, thought it must have been Mr. Sutton back from the hospital. Then I heard all the shouting from out the front.
Why didn't you tell us this before?
I thought Brooke had accidentally left the door open after having a smoke. I thought that's how the robber got in.
So you were covering for it?
Mr. Sutton's a tough boss. If she'd stuffed up like that, she'd have lost her job for sure. I couldn't let that happen. She's, you know, kind of special.
He's a great guy, really. And I knew things looked bad for him, having the extra cash in his drawer and being involved in that other robbery. I just thought I was helping him.
So you lied about him being away from the counter?
Yeah. After I told him what I did, he said I just made things worse. Not that he was angry with me, just really touched. He said no one had ever lied for him before.
So you changed your story to match up with his?
Yeah.
Sorry for the interruption. I need to see you both. So you're making progress?
Sorts. They've been lying to save each other's bacon.
It's kind of sweet, really.
Sweet. They've been mucking us around all day and we're still no closer to identifying the offender.
Yeah.
Well, this might help matters. The security company finally sent through their data logger. The last person to access that door was Brooke Tompkins. She went through at 10:43.
10:43, she's at the counter then, it's on the video.
And that's because Brooke wasn't the last person to access the door, it was the offender. And somehow he knew a PIN number. Brooke, have you at any time told anyone your PIN number?
No, I'd never be that dumb. I mean, it's not worth my job.
Don't have it written down somewhere?
No, that's against company policy. If one of us forgets it, then we all have to get a completely new PIN. Such a pain. It happened to me a couple of times before I figured out a way of remembering.
And what would that be?
Well, I had too many PIN numbers, right? I had one for my ATM, my mobile phone, my credit card. It was just hard to keep track.
So, what did you do?
Well, I changed all the other PINs so they'd match up with the one for the bank door. And now I never forget any of them.
Don't you think that was just a little unwise?
I haven't told anyone about it. Except for you guys.
Another day, another dollar.
Yeah, I know, it's been a long one.
Yeah, let's take it easy. Some of us are still working.
Come in the pub?
Yeah, I might later on, I think.
I thought you'd be going to Letty's place, see how she's coping.
Oh, maybe not. I think she probably needs to have a bit of a rest, you know?
All right.
See you at the pub later.
See ya.
Take care, mate. See you then.
Who's he kidding? As if he's not going to Letty's place.
What's wrong with that? They're good mates. He's allowed.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's a bit more than that.
Half his luck. She's a good sort. Good on him.
Yes, I mean, it's just that it's happening really fast. I mean, Letty hasn't been on her own for very long.
It's not the last century, Joe. There's no official mourning period.
Look, I just don't want to see Jack being used, all right? You know, she's got a kid and all that stuff.
You think she's using him?
Well, not on purpose. I mean, she obviously really likes him.
So what's the problem?
I don't know, I just hope he's not getting out of his depth on this one.
You're not his mother. You go home. You let him run his own race.
Oh, Letty!
Joe, finished at the station.
Yeah, that's it for the day for me anyway.
Yeah.
Knackered.
Tell me about it. Cannot wait to get home to my feet up.
How's your head?
Oh, yeah, it's a bit sore. But I just had a good feed.
So, how's everything going?
Oh, us? Yeah, we're doing okay. Have our moments like everyone else, but we'll get there. He's a sweetie. Most of the time, anyway.
Jack's really good with kids, hey?
Yeah, he's better than most blokes.
I always imagined he'd make a really good father one day, you know?
Yeah, I never really thought about it, but guess he would.
Home already?
Yeah.
Don't make you hard enough, do they?
Oh, come on, give us a break. I've already done 3 hours overtime.
It's a joke, Joyce. Listen, what's the news on the robbery?
Nothing definite yet.
This is just not good for year one of the community bank, is it?
She must have told someone.
She seems pretty adamant she didn't.
Now, think about it.
And Brooke's chatting away to someone, and for some reason, the subject of PIN numbers comes up, right? Brooke, being the clever girl that she is, happens to mention her clever way of remembering PIN numbers.
Seems feasible.
Now, if that person you, Brooke, worked at the bank and knew that she needed the PIN number to access the door...
They'd have to know what her PIN number is.
Maybe they saw her using a credit card or a mobile.
They'd have to see her punch it in a few times.
What about where she shops regularly using FPOS?
Let's have a look.
Yeah, here we go, local supermarket.
No,
Yeah.
Mrs. Anderson's not your armed robber type. Keep going.
No, right. A petrol station, Langs Road. There's a few there.
Hang on,
Oh my
hang
God,
on.
there's
When we
heaps.
first talked to Brooke, didn't she say something about this bloke smelling oily?
What?
Let's cruise down there. Well, there's a guy. How tall would you say he was?
Oh, it's hard to say from here. About 180 centimetres, perhaps.
Dark, average build. Let's have a squeeze, eh?
G'day. I'm Senior Detective Hasham from Mount Thomas Police. What's wrong? Sergeant Gallagher. And what's your name? Well, it's not a difficult question, is it?
It's Gavin.
Right, Gavin, I just need to ask you a couple of questions, if you wouldn't mind.
Like what?
About a girl by the name of Brooke Tompkin.
Who?
Brooke Tompkin. Pretty girl, blonde curly hair. She comes in here a bit, buys cigarettes and petrol from.
Oh, yeah, look, she's a regular customer, I don't really know.
We're wondering if you could come down the station just to assist with some inquiries.
Why? You haven't told me what you want.
That won't take a minute.
Down back, further back! You all right?
Yep. Get him up.
Well, don't expect to start treatment, Gavin. All right. All of this stuff was found in your car, Gavin, along with this replica. As far as I'm concerned, this indicates your involvement in the robbery. Now, we've ascertained that you gained access to the bank by using Brooke Tompkin's PIN number, and you gained that number by observing her FPOS transactions. You know, the one thing that really puzzles me, if you had her PIN number, why didn't you just steal money from her account?
No, I'd never steal from real people.
All right, but you'd waltz into the bank and terrorise the staff and the customers and steal $9 grand.
Banks aren't real people. I mean, besides, they're covered by the insurance companies, right?
Yeah, right. That makes it all right, doesn't it?
I think it does.
Gavin, why did you make a payment on Brooke's account?
She came in after the robbery to get some smokes. She was, pretty shaken up, crying all over the place. She thought she was going to lose her job. I knew she was in debt because she was always talking about it. I thought I'd help her out a bit.
You felt sorry for her?
I felt sorry I'd used her.
What I don't understand is why he paid off the girl's credit cards. I mean, why would he do a thing like that? It doesn't make sense.
Well, he said he felt sorry for her.
Maybe he was secretly in love with her.
Oh, you old romantic, Thomas.
That's enough of the old, thank you very much. And what else did he say?
Well, apparently Brooke went to the serve after the hold-up to buy some smokes, and she was shaking, she was crying all over the place. Didn't know how she was going to pay her debts, that she's going to lose her job.
So he was suddenly remorseful.
Only about her. I mean, he didn't care about the banks.
Selective guilty conscience.
Like your twisted Robin Hood, eh? Stealing from the banks and giving back to the workers.
Yeah, except this bank was owned by workers.
Funny, though. If Brooke hadn't have pricked his conscience, he probably would have gotten away with it.
But he didn't. And we got our money back. You've done a great job today, excellent.
I told you I'd lock up a crook by the end of the day.
Yes, you did. Very clever. Except you didn't do it by yourself.
No.
So don't forget to thank the rest of the members of your team. Every single one of them.
Another game of darts. Who's up?
Yeah.
Jack, you in?
No, I'm just going to drop in on Letty, see how she's doing. You're already here.
Oh, that's nice.
Hey, Letty, what are you doing here?
I just had to get out of the house. Matty's screaming his head off.
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, no, it's all right. I can't stay long because Annie's looking after him. I just wanted to say thank you for looking out for me today. and I was wondering if I could maybe take you out for dinner one night to say thanks properly.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
No, I know, but I want to. And it'd be nice, I think, to go out for dinner if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, how about tomorrow?
I'm free tomorrow.
Okay. Do you want to pick me up at 7?
7 it is.
Okay.
Cool.
See you then.
See you. Cool.
She gone already?
Yeah, she has to get home to look after the kids.
And what you want?
Oh, nothing? Nothing much, anyway.
Here you go.
Hey, got me a drink.
Oh, you did a good job today.
Actually admitting it now, are you?
Well, it was a pretty gutsy effort, that blind tackle, the servo.
Thanks.
But I don't think you can take advantage of my good nature. I mean, the CI car is still the CI car.
My uniforms are still my uniforms.
There you go.
I, got you a drink as well. I know I'm not the easiest person to get along with at times.
Yeah, but for an idiot girl on work experience, not too bad.
Thanks.